Sure that y'all subscribe to According to Hip Hop on YouTube. Hit the bell icon so you know when we're going live. And we're about to jump into this future real quick. Ransom, man. Shit. Yeah. We got to check all of that. So, when you heard the future, I never liked you. What were your thoughts?
I was thinking this shit slaps. And then I was thinking to myself, where did this shit slaps come from? Because this albums like this is where it came from, is what I was thinking.
Well, Kevin Durant of the Brooklyn Nets said Future continues to establish himself as an all-timer.
Is that what Kevin Durant said?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's a compliment from
What Kevin Durant needs to do is stop critiquing hip-hop albums and maybe start critiquing and leading his own team and stop letting some nigga who's only made the All-NBA team one time in 11 years and doesn't like to play basketball on a regular basis. I'm a Duke fan, and I'm saying this. He doesn't like to play basketball on a regular basis, but he's running a whole organization, running an organization into the ground. He's running you out of the top 10, 15 players of all time. That's what Kevin Durant needs to stop doing, is stop talking about Stove and stop talking about Future and get Kyrie black ass out of town expeditiously.
I think KD wants to talk about hip hop.
Like, he needs to trade Kyrie for Russell Westbrook right now. That's how serious it is.
No, that's too drastic.
No. That's how serious it is.
No. So what, you want Kyrie in LA and Westbrook? I called him Westbrook. That's terrible. Westbrook in Brooklyn.
Well, guess what? He can't go to LA because guess what? LeBron don't want Kyrie. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's bad when LeBron don't want you. It's bad when LeBron don't want you. LeBron
okay.
He's like a homeless shelter in Atlanta. He takes everybody. Takes everybody that he can, but he doesn't want Kyrie anymore. So that's what Kevin Durant needs.
So you don't think KD's a all-timer himself? Where would you put KD all-time since he is calling Future an all-timer?
Objectively, I would probably put him right after Isaiah and before Steph. So that would have him at 12.
Is that where you got him?
Yeah, because I'm thinking Mike, LeBron, Magic, Kareem, right? What's that, 4?
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you with something at number 5. It's actually Tim Duncan at number 5 because he didn't have a Kobe or a Shaq. How about that? Tim Duncan didn't have a Kobe or a Shaq. Tim Duncan number 5. Then you got Shaq, you got Kobe, you got Russell, you got Bird. Where are we at? That should be 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hakeem. And then I would say Isaiah's 2 rings way more than Durant's 2 rings, even though Durant's
Did you say Kareem yet?
Yeah, I said Kareem at 4.
To me, and I've been doing a whole lot of research, and I'm glad that there's a lot of 4K video that seems to be coming out. But Wilt Chamberlain is the greatest basketball player of all time.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, he's not. The next closest person,
straight up.
No. When the next closest person when you're Shaq size and the next closest person is Bill Russell size and Bill Russell's not as big as
That's not true. That's not true. I'll send you the stats. He was playing against mad 7-footers. And honestly, I was watching.
Playing against no mad 7-footers.
He was. He was.
Name them.
I'll send you all the information, and I'll show you the stats.
Are you talking about, don't give me some guy that played like for 3 years. No, that's not what I'm talking about. He played against Bill Russell. Like, he played.
And he got 55 rebounds on Bill Russell in a game.
Hold on. If you want to keep it real, his dominating stats came when there was no comp. When he got comp, when guys like Wes Unseld and Kareem, when those dudes started popping up, his numbers weren't the same.
He was killing those guys.
No, he wasn't killing those guys.
He was killing those guys. Cool.
You're
off on this.
He wasn't killing those guys. He couldn't even win the MVP over Bill Russell half the time, Mike.
Because Bill Russell was on a loaded team and they were winning championships.
They were winning championships because Bill Russell played defense and rebounded.
He played with 5 Hall of Famers, Coop.
Most of those guys wouldn't have been Hall of Famers.
He played 4 other Hall of Famers.
Of those guys Bill Russell played with, the only guys that are probably Hall of Famers independent of Bill Russell are probably John Havlicek and maybe Sam Jones. Those other guys aren't even Hall of Famers without playing with Bill Russell. So he didn't play with Hall of Famers.
Jerry West couldn't win until Wilt came
into Hall of Famers kind of like Magic did with a lot of guys. Yeah. Like,
Mad Max says Tim better than Bird, KD, and not Dr. J. Laughing my ass off. Blue Collar Hustler says,
he's got 5 rings. He's
where
got
do you
5
rank?
rings. No. Kobe and Shaq were outside, and LeBron was outside too, and so was Wade, and so was KD, and Tim Duncan got 5 rings.
We'll have a whole
5
separate
rings.
show on
No.
this Wilt Chamberlain thing
Hold on.
too,
But were
because
these
it's
guys
mad
not outside?
disrespectful.
No. When Wilt Chamberlain was outside, were there guys like KD?
It wouldn't matter,
Shaq,
Coop.
and LeBron outside.
Coop.
Tim
Listen
Duncan
to
got 5
me.
rings.
Listen to me. It wouldn't
Tim
matter.
Duncan.
I've been watching these playoff games, and I'm sitting here looking at the footage that I've seen of Wilt Chamberlain, and the fact that Wilt Chamberlain was 7'2", lifting like 500 pounds, and they say he had a 48-inch vertical. And you sit here and look at what this man was doing on the court. If he was on the court with any of these guys, it would have been the same thing. 60% of it, but the people who got all the rings was Boston. They got 11 of them. Now you would have a case. If different people were winning. Boston was just loaded. We see that no one man could beat a loaded team, Coop. We see no one man could beat a loaded team. Ask LeBron.
What I'm trying to explain to you is that later on, when it was just when things started to become more fair, like we can leave Bill Russell out of this. When things became more fair, competition and ring wise, he did nothing.
What do you mean nothing? No. I need you to clarify nothing.
Rings,
what year are you talking about? You talking about winning championships, or are you talking about statistically? Because his stats never suffered.
You understand that it took him playing with other all-time great Hall of Famers, as in he didn't win anything. Nothing, and he only won.
Nobody won anything. Boston won 11. They were loaded. No one person's gonna beat a whole team.
What I'm trying to express to you is go look at the Hall of Famers he played with. Go look at the Hall of Famers Tim Duncan played with. You explain to me why Tim Duncan got 5 rings and Wilt got 2. Go ahead.
I mean, because Tim Duncan had a whole system, and Tim Duncan played for one of the best coaches ever. Come on, man. No. Stop this. And I don't want
to have a conversation. No. Let's have the conversation.
Let's have it.
Did anybody from the Spurs comparable to Jerry West or Hal Greer?
No.
Then why the hell does Wilt Chamberlain?
Well, I mean, Hal Greer. Hold on.
Shaq and Kobe were outside, and this motherfucker got 5 rings. LeBron was outside. He got 5 rings. Wilt didn't have comp like that. He got 2
What are
rings.
you talking about? You telling me that all-time that Boston team is not comp like that? You still have to beat a team. Who was Wilt playing with to go up against these 5 Hall of Famers?
No. First of all, when he got a team, he won. He won twice. Yeah. And he won with better players than what Tim Duncan won 5 rings with, and Tim Duncan had stiffer competition.
No, he didn't. Tim Duncan didn't have stiffer competition.
Listen to what I'm saying.
So who did the Spurs really beat? Let's be real.
Did Wilt Chamberlain deal with somebody like Shaq the way Tim Duncan did? A Kobe, a LeBron, a Durant, a Dwayne Wade. Go.
Come on, man.
No,
because you're mixing up teams now. Because let me break this down. Let's break this down. Because if you want to talk about which one are we talking about? We talking about turf toe Shaq? Are we talking about Kobe, who didn't want Shaq on the team anymore? Are we talking about we talking about Wade and LeBron, who had to deal with Kawhi over here playing with? Because Kawhi was the MVP, right? You can't sit here. No, let's not sit here and act. Cool.
When you're saying all these things, you know what?
Hold on. Let me finish one thing. Go ahead. Let's not sit here and act like Tim Duncan won all the Finals MVPs for the Spurs. That's not the case.
3 of the 5.
It's not the case. But let's not sit here and act like he did.
He's got more Finals MVPs than Wilt has rings. What you talking about?
But again, you're judging this on rings and rings alone?
No, I'm judging it on the fact that he was the centerpiece of 5 championship teams. And this is what I'm trying to express.
Yeah, and that organization did a great job. And we just highlighted this. I think in our previous episode, we just highlighted this organization and how everybody was touching the ball. Because everybody was skilled.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was the centerpiece of that.
Okay, you could be the centerpiece of it, but if you are a Wilt Chamberlain and you don't have those guys, you don't have Greg Popovich, let's be real. If Kevin Garnett was drafted into the situation that Tim Duncan was drafted into, how
Same
successful will his resume look?
Hold on, and I've told you this. I think Kevin Garnett actually all around, because of the defensive side, what he's able to do is actually a slightly better player than Tim Duncan.
Of course he is.
But if we're talking about legacy, and championships matter when we're talking about all-time greatness and legacy, then no, because the reality of the matter is, for greatest Kevin Garnett is individually and skill set as a player, offensive and defensively, is he the centerpiece of 5 championship teams?
It's Tim Duncan
is. No, and actually, hold on, Mike, you got to let me finish because I'll let you talk. Because also, too, you brought up another point about why I have Tim Duncan so high. Well, Kevin Garnett and Allen Iverson were outside, too.
Again.
And actually, no, let me finish, Mike. He won a ring.
I thought you were finished.
He won a ring before all of those guys, too. He won
before. Yeah. He had David Robinson. He had David Robinson and Greg Popovich, and they had a shortened season, and they beat an 8th seed Knicks. That's what happened.
Mike, they didn't have a system down yet. Popovich was a new coach. He came when Tim.
Did they need a system to beat the Knicks? They were 8th seed and a shortened season when Jordan had left, just retired.
Hey, okay, so
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not discrediting the championship, but let's not act like they was out here busting ass or something.
Let's stop for a second and realize, the next 2 rings happened when David Robinson was pretty much gone or became a full-time player, and Kobe and Shaq were in their primes. He got 2 rings when Kobe and Shaq were in their prime. Is that correct?
Did he?
Yes.
Because they won 3 in a row.
Is 03 and 05 not Kobe and Shaq's prime?
Hold on. They won 3 in a row.
Okay.
They did. They won 3 in a row.
Right.
And no.
Who won the titles right before and after?
Detroit beat them, Coop.
But who won the titles right before and after? And who did they beat to get there?
You know how hard it is to three-peat, right?
No, who did they beat to get to those titles? The Spurs.
A worn-out Lakers team.
No.
They just got beaten by Detroit. Detroit cracked them open. Detroit cracked them open.
They beat them before. They beat them after.
Did they?
And he got more rings.
Did they?
What you know?
Okay.
Look, Mike.
The Lakers won in what? 99, 2000, right? Then they won in 2000, 2001 season. Then they won in 2001, 2002 season. And then they were washed. So, yes, they beat a worn-out Lakers. They beat a worn-out Kobe and Shaq, if we want to be 100 about it.
They weren't washed. Don't use that excuse because
they
beat them
were washed.
They beat them after. I told you Tim Duncan got a ring before all of that anyway.
Yeah, in a shortened season against the Knicks.
He was still an MVP.
And Patrick Ewing was washed, right?
You don't take away LeBron's bubble ring or LeBron's other short season ring.
Listen. This is what I'll say. This is what I'll say about the bubble. I forgot all about the bubble. So this is what we'll say about the bubble.
If we going by circumstances and shortened seasons, we need to take LeBron's ring down.
I'm just saying, look,
title and a short season title. So LeBron got 2 rings.
Let's be real. You win the bubble, and the next year you're not even in the playoffs. So yeah, that makes the bubble look real legit, right?
In a short season title, the Heat won on a short season. The Heat, one of those titles is on a short season, so we taking 2 titles away from LeBron then, right? According to your standards. So LeBron's not the second best player.
I didn't say we're taking anything. You win.
If we
got to take into consideration.
We slide LeBron down.
We got to take into consideration.
So if you're knocking Tim, we knocking LeBron.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
So guess who goes up higher? Tim, Magic. Because if that's the case, if we taking 2 of LeBron's rings away, we only taking 1 of Tim's away. Tim still got 4, so we can put him still in the top 5, not LeBron.
Let me get to the super chats real quick. I'm gonna get to the super chats real quick, and I'm gonna make my final point.
You know how many MVPs Shaq and Kobe got? They got 2. You know how many Tim Duncan got? He got 2. You know how many Finals MVPs Shaq and Kobe had together? They got 5. Duncan got 3. Like, he almost has their career by himself. We're having this conversation about Wilt Chamberlain. He shouldn't even be in this conversation.
Yo, you're tripping. You're mad disrespectful because the only thing that you can thing that you can say about Wilt Chamberlain is the championships. And I think that we all could. No, let me finish.
As soon as somebody comparable in height along, which was Kareem, he got dominated.
Cool. This is the thing.
Kareem played while Wilt was there.
This is my only point. This is my only point when it comes to this. It's the fact that it takes organizations to win, right? And certain players don't get really good organizations to play for. Allen Iverson's one of them as well. But Wilt Chamberlain did not have the system of a Popovich. They did a great job in San Antonio of getting the team around Tim Duncan. They did great with that. And honestly, regardless of how Michael Jordan felt about Reinsdorf, but Krause. Regardless of how he felt about Krause did a hell of a job putting that team together. They did a great job getting Scottie Pippen. Did a great job trading to get Horace Grant in the situation that they did. Getting Rodman when he got him. Scouting out a Tony Kukoc. He got a team around Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, man, let's keep it real, Coop. Nobody was going to beat that Celtics team in those days. They won 11. We had like 8 teams in the league. Wasn't nobody going to beat them? No matter how great you are as an individual, and we seen this with Brooklyn against Boston. No matter how great of an individual you are, you're not going to beat a team. You're not going to beat a team with a system. You're just not. And we seen that even with LeBron and Wade, and when it comes to the Spurs, they were a team. Patty Mills can step up. Anybody can step up when you got an actual team and you got a system. You're not going to beat a team, and that's the only thing that Wilt. That's the only thing you can say about Wilt. It's not like Bill Russell was out there beating him head up. Bill Russell had a team.
Okay, so when you're saying that, let's stop for a second.
We are so off course.
We are, and no. But since you took it there, we're going to talk about Bill Russell right quick. First of all, Bill Russell, from high school to college to the pros, played in 21 elimination games. Do you know what his record is in those 21 elimination games, Mike? His record is 21. He's 21 for 21. So he is who he is, regardless of the team that you put him on. That's high school. No, that's
he's
high
not
school.
Wilt Chamberlain.
College. No. That's you're right, Mike, because Wilt Chamberlain ain't got to have a flawless game time record like that.
He's not out there playing. He averaged 48.5 minutes a game in a season.
Real talk. I'll let you talk for a minute.
Go ahead.
In high school, in college, in the pros, this man is 21 for 21 in elimination games. The proof is what it is. Your record is what your record says it is. So you can talk about Wilt Chamberlain's greatness. Greatness is marked by how you do when the moment matters most. And when the moment matters most, from the time this man touched a basketball from high school to college to the pros, he was 21 for 21 when it matters most. Wilt's record is nothing like that. So he's not Bill Russell. Let's get that all the way together.
I disagree. 100%. It's a team game.
So you're not going to let me finish. There's a difference between being a stat padder and being a winner. Okay?
He wasn't a stat padder. He did what he had to do. You can't stat pad. I can't even talk. You can't even stat pad rebounds. If you get, he got 55 rebounds in a game.
You're supposed to be letting me talk. So when you're saying you can't even talk right now, you were actually supposed to be letting me make my point.
I thought you were done. Let me get to these super chats real quick so we can move on.
Yeah.
This is a whole separate show. I need to have my research and everything together for this, because this is going to be an ongoing thing. I see, because Wilt's that guy. Mad Max says, Coops stopped watching Tim Duncan lose to an 8th seed and get waxed by Zach Randolph. And Timmy never won back-to-back. Love Timmy, but he's not top 5.
He never won back-to-back, but he won back-to-back MVPs.
Right. Man says, MJ, Kareem, Magic, Shaq, Tim Duncan, Kobe, Bird, Wilt, Bill, LeBron James. I like that list. Good list. Another Mad Max Super Chat says, oh, don't bring up Allen. I can't shoot 40%. Most overrated player ever. Woo.
It's very disrespectful.
Another one from Mad Max. It says, Coop, all LeBron chips are suspect. He never won a ring like the win that Giannis won just stacking the deck. You know what? I'll give LeBron that Golden State championship. That's one of the most amazing comebacks I'd ever seen. And he was outmatched against that 73-9 Golden State team. Still won it. Now, how did we get on this? Yes, we'll have a separate sports show.
All I know is that when Wilt Chamberlain is losing to Bill Russell Celtics, he's playing next to Hall of Famers Nate Thurmond, Hal Greer, Like, he ain't playing with nobodies and losing. Like, you understand Hal Greer and
What
Nate
did he do
Thurman.
in these series? Since you're looking it up, what did he do?
This is what I'm about to say. Hal Greer, Nate Thurman, and Wilt Chamberlain, all time, are better than every players on that Celtics team except for Bill Russell. Why are they losing?
Better than Havlicek?
They got 3 of the 4. Yes, better than Havlicek. They got 3 of the 5 best players on the floor. Even if you include Havlicek, they got 3 of the 5 best players on the floor. Why are they losing, Mike, if they got 3 of the 5 best players on the floor?
I mean, since you're probably a Basketball Reference.
I'm in Wikipedia like a motherfucker right now.
Well, let me know. Let me know what they actually did in that series.
You want to know what? We about to hold on because it goes 1964-65 season, first division finals loss to the Celtics.
Okay,
that's year number 6, by the way.
Okay, so what did he do in that series?
Well, in that game 7, Wilt Chamberlain had 30 points and 32 rebounds.
Yeah.
Bill Russell had 16 points, 27 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Okay. What else can you do? If somebody went out there and got 32 points and 35 rebounds in a finals game today, that would be historic. But that's just another day at the office for Wilt Chamberlain.
Guess what? Guess what happened? This is exactly what it says. Listen to this. In the final minute, Chamberlain hit 2 clutch free throws and slam dunked on Russell, bringing Boston's lead down to 110-109 with 5 seconds left. Mm-hmm. Russell botched the inbounds pass, hitting a guy wire over the backboard and giving the ball back to the Sixers. Listen to this. Coach Dolph Shays, who's a Hall of Famer himself, called timeout and decided to run the last play for Hal Greer rather than Chamberlain because he feared the Celtics would intentionally foul him.
Well, that was a mistake, unfortunately.
Because you know what? Was a poor free throw shooter like Shaq. He put himself in position.
But even with that being said, he had just hit 2 clutch free throws. Didn't you just say that? You just read that, right?
They're saying that, Mike, because it's a rarity. You know what his free throw percentages look like, Mike? They look like Shaq's. He can't shoot.
Again, he shot him when it mattered. I think that was a mistake.
I know he had Hal Greer. He had Nate Thurman. He had some ballers. He didn't win shit.
Well, it sounded like he actually saved that game.
Let's go to the
It's funny, though, because he didn't lose that game. He brought them back.
You can't even name most of those guys on those Celtics teams that went to the Hall of Fame outside of Havlicek and Russell and Cousy, can you? They didn't have it like that. You know that.
You know what?
And
if you pull up,
like that.
Coop, if you pull up every game, you're gonna see what you just saw there. What outplayed Bill?
Bob Cousy's
Bill just had a better team. It is what it is.
That's the league. He was busting Bob Cousy's ass. Bob Cousy's ass.
Let's get to this Future album, man. Okay. I Never Liked You, Future. I'm that man. Yo, what were some of the standout songs for you? Because there's a few here for me. I got the track list on the screen.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to the. Hold on. I'm to the point in Wilt's career where he's been traded to the Lakers, but he keeps losing to the Celtics in the finals. Even with Jerry West, he keeps losing to the Celtics in the finals. The 2 best players on the court keep losing.
Since we're gonna be like that, let's keep it all the way a buck. Jerry West is a legend, but Jerry West lost a lot. So let's not sit here and act like Jerry West was gonna be the savior and get him over the top.
He didn't lose a lot. He lost to the Celtics the same way Wilt did. It's funny how the 2 best players in the league are suffering the same affliction even when they get together.
No one's saying no.
But that's why they're
no one's saying Jerry West is better than Bill Russell.
No, neither one of them are better than
Wilt's
Bill Russell.
Better than Bill Russell.
Bill Russell's teams. They keep losing to Bill Russell's teams.
You act like Bill Russell didn't have anybody. You know what? Since you got all that pulled up, go through the whole lineup that Bill Russell has on his team.
No.
Next to Red Auerbach.
Sorry, no. We're bringing up the finals loss to the Knicks. That's when the Knicks actually beat the Celtics because Wilt couldn't do it when he was in Philly, which is why.
What year was that? What year was that?
That's 69-70. Yeah, he's still losing finals all the time.
You hear what you're saying? Finals.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Here's that second NBA title. Whew, took a long time. He got drafted in 59. Got to that 71 season before he got the title number 2. Took forever.
We got spam in the chat, man. If some of our moderators could take care of that, we'd appreciate that.
Now, here's what I'll tell you. You know what his greatest feat might be? That he beat Kareem and Oscar's Bucks to win his second title. Now, that's big. If you want to give him something, if he played Kareem in the finals and won 4 games to 2, that's pretty big. That's big.
It's a team game, and again, that's kind of where I want to leave it.
No, that's the first time he was the best player on the team, and he actually beat the other best player on the team. Is what I'm saying. He's getting his ass whooped. Other than that, Mike, getting that ass whooped.
See, I think that
how to get their ass whooped. Well, how can you take L's and get held up high? Jerry West would be in the top 10 if he won more.
No one's like Wilt, man. No one has the individual stats.
Right. Nobody lost like this that was that great. You're right.
No
Nobody
one
lost
has the individual stats and the physical makeup of a Wilt Chamberlain. I think that when you have those kind of things going for you, championships are circumstantial.
He had Billy Cunningham too, Mike. He had ballers.
There's a such thing as chemistry too. Like, so, you know.
Yeah.
But as an individual athlete, he's the best basketball player to ever play the game. Unstoppable. But anyway, let's get to this future album. Can we?
Isaiah Thomas almost went to 4 NBA finals. That's why I got him ahead of Durant. 4 straight. If it wasn't for that Bird.
Well, hold on.
If it's not for Bird steals the ball, he goes to 4 straight finals.
See, now, whenever it's convenient for you, you want to count when people go to finals. But when it's Wilt, it's all about when he wins them. You didn't say anything about how many finals that Wilt actually went to.
Isaiah's 2-1 and almost went to 4. Okay. If it's not for Bird steals the ball, that was the year before the 2-year title run. They were about to go to the finals that year. Yeah, like he would have went to 4 straight. He's 2-1 in the finals, and if he doesn't get hurt, they're 3-0. Just like if Bill Russell doesn't get hurt, he's 12 out of 13 instead of 11 out of 13. I bet you didn't know about Bill Russell getting hurt in Game 5, which is how one of them rings slipped away.
And, you know, which one was that? Yeah. Was that the Knicks?
No, that wasn't the Knicks. That was actually the one that the San Francisco Warriors won with Rick Barry. Bill Russell got hurt in Game 5, and they lost Game 6 and Game 7. They were up 3-2.
So you do understand that the Celtics had to be super loaded, right?
No. I understand as soon as Bill Russell went down, the only time Bill Russell went down, they lost that finals. Every other finals he played in, they won. What does that say about the rest of those guys? I keep telling you, he made those guys. He made those guys, Mike. Outside of Havlicek, he made those guys. You need to go watch the film. The fast break exists because of Bill Russell's block, catch the block, outlet pass, rebound.
Let me go ahead and make Michael Sanders a moderator. I'm about to make somebody a moderator so we can get on. Let's get on subject, and because we got a lot to cover.
Bill Russell's the inventor of the fast break and the outlet pass.
I'm gonna make Michael Sanders a moderator real quick. Let's see. All right, boom.
The Wilt Chamberlain behavior, though. You're like Wilt after the game. You don't know how to act.
We could go on and on with this, but yeah, at the end of the day, man, line up their individual matchups, and you'll see what it is. Anybody out there who's looking, you can easily go to Basketball Reference and see what the stats look like when Wilt and Bill Russell faced one another.
Right.
That's what it is.
Go look at those wins and losses.
But I'm just saying, wins and losses are a team thing.
No. Wins and losses are what you play for.
Again, wins and losses are a team thing.
That matters most. You understand everybody.
But those are a team thing.
Hold on. How do all those people end up in the top 10 list that we talk about? Because they got rings. They got championship pedigree.
And you know what? And this is exactly why guys like Kevin Durant, as talented as he is, would go to a 73-9 team, because your individual play doesn't really matter to some people unless you sit here and jump on a loaded team and get some rings.
Shalimar needed him in the worst way, Mike. They needed him. They needed a new lead singer, and they just chose a brown skin nigga. I'm very proud of them.
You know, I think
Shalimar needed a new lead singer.
It matters how you win too, you know. But it's like I think you hold championships in a different stratosphere than I do. I think that the individual talents of a player, I mean, you can kind of see in a vacuum that, you know, it's different. You can assess the individual player and assess their actual competition as opposed to sitting here just counting up the rings. I think just counting up the rings can be kind of lazy.
Okay, so if we're going if we're doing, first of all, counting up the rings is not lazy, Mike.
It can be. Now, if you're Michael Jordan and you three-peated twice and you got 6 finals MVPs, and I mean, it is what it is. But a lot of these guys, that's not their reality.
Stop handing out participation trophies. Winning matters. Okay.
I'm not handing out any participation trophies. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying when you're on a loaded squad and you
winners
beat.
And there's losers.
No, like I said, if you're on a loaded squad and there's a guy on this other squad that's outplaying everybody on this loaded squad, it is what it is.
That's not what happened. Okay, so
there's nobody you can name on any of these teams that outplayed Wilt in any of these matchups.
So
they're not. It's not. You can't sit there and look at the game and say, "Yo, that person really outplayed Wilt."
No. Are you going to let me finish? Everything that you're saying would be great if Wilt was a golfer or a tennis player. He's the one that chose to play a team sport. And so guess what the truly great players do? They learn, i.e. Michael Jordan, how to shine in their own personal greatness and still learn how to win. Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, Bill Russell, everybody greater than him sacrificed what he wouldn't sacrifice to win more. See, he had to get his 30 and 20. That's part of the reason why he lost. He should have been giving the ball to Hal Greer and Billy Cunningham and these guys more. That's part of the problem.
They did and they lost.
His ego.
They did and they lost. You just read a situation where they did and they lost, right?
No.
In a game 7.
I ran a situation where he had 30 points and 32 rebounds and they were still down by a point.
No, you read a situation where he hit 2 clutch free throws and got them back in the game. And the coach called timeout and gave the ball to somebody else, like you said, and they lost.
But listen. He had 32 points and 30 rebounds and hit 2 clutch free throws. Mike, what was the score of the game? Was he winning? Yes or no, Mike? Was he winning after he did all that?
So you don't think that he shared the ball enough? Because he did. No, let me finish this. He did lead the league in assists at one point.
And that's when he won. No, if you actually look, if you go look at his career, if you look at the 2 rings he won, and if you look at the times when he competed and went to the finals, it was when he actually started sharing the ball. Because even he realized that all those 30-point, 30 rebound games and all those numbers, they were leading to a lot of losses, Mike. Even though he had 30 points and 30 rebounds and hit 2 clutch free throws, he was still losing by a point. Bill Russell made a mistake, and he was still losing by a point, even though he had done everything perfect up until that point. It wasn't until he learned how to pass the ball that he started winning, and then he won twice.
And again, you're not going to factor in the fact that he actually did that and had the ability to do those things?
But I'm factoring into it.
So you got KD over him?
So, and here's exactly why I'm going to factor it into. Actually, let's get into why I have Isaiah over KD and him. Because, Isaiah's 6 feet tall. He got the same number of rings of both of you guys. You guys are damn near 7 feet. So that's Isaiah.
So your top 10 is predicated on rings and rings alone.
No. I'm saying is that when somebody's 6 feet tall is the leader of 2 championship teams, and when somebody's 7 feet tall is the leader of 2 championship teams, and this game is predicated off of height, you need to go look at the work. And when I look at the work, Zeke put in the work because he played against 2 other top 10 players in their prime and still managed to make it to 3 NBA finals and beat both of those guys.
Well, based on your criteria, Coop, I think you should have Bill Russell much higher. The way that you break this down and what you hold important, you need to have Bill Russell much higher because he actually should be number 1 on yours.
No, I said objectively. If we're talking personally, I actually have Bill Russell number 3 because I believe winning matters. Fuck that other shit people talking. I hate this.
I believe winning matters too.
Yeah, no. It matters a lot to me. So it's like Mike, Magic, Bill Russell on mine. I got Bill Russell ahead of Kareem on mine.
You should have Bill Russell ahead of Magic too.
No, Magic too special.
He's more of a winner than Magic and Mike.
Technically, yes, but no, not really. Because here's the thing. Kareem didn't become a winner till he had Magic. Magic made other people winners. And Mike is Will.
No, I said Bill.
No. What I'm trying to tell you is that Magic made other people winners the
Kareem
same way like
winner.
Bill did. But I think he was better at it. He just played tougher competition. Bill Russell still played lesser competition just like Wilt did. Let's not get it confused. Wilt and Bill Russell played lesser competition, Mike. They didn't play the competition Magic played or Mike played. So I put Magic and Mike up higher because of what they're able to accomplish with their 6 rings and their 5 rings.
I'll tell you this, and I love Michael Jordan. I think that Magic played in a much tougher decade when it comes to, just individual teams. Yeah. Jordan didn't have to face a Boston Celtics team with McHale, Parrish, Bird, and Dennis. He didn't. He didn't have to face a team with Magic and Kareem and Worthy. He didn't. No. When he was winning, rather. And Detroit, we saw how that panned out when they did play. Now, obviously, this is a premature Bulls team, but if you want to start weighing in all of those things, I think that you're leaning more towards Magic and Kareem being that. And Kareem was a winner before Magic. And Kareem in high school and college, damn near didn't lose a game.
Not in the pros. He won 1 ring with Oscar Robertson. They went to 4 straight conference finals while he was the best player in the league, and they couldn't get over the hump. They went to 2 finals. One of the ones he lost to Wilt. In 4 years with Oscar Robertson, Kareem went to 4 conference finals. He lost 2 of those conference finals, went to 2 NBA finals, lost 1 of those NBA finals, walked out with 1 ring. He got the other 5 rings with Magic. He doesn't get another ring if he don't have Magic. It took him playing with 2 top 5 point guards for him to get his 6 rings. But the gap, go look at Kareem's career between Oscar Robertson and Magic Johnson. You know what it looks like? It looks like Wilt Chamberlain's early career. Bunch of numbers. It don't mean nothing.
People are saying y'all don't really want to talk about this Future album. Mad Max says, Mike, Wilt's not Bill. Wilt wasn't clutch. Wilt was a stat pattern. 2 and 4 in the finals is pathetic. All right, let's get to this Future album, man.
And I have him right after Curry.